Guys, my name is Jennifer and I'm going to be reviewing Once Upon a Time's Return. So, I would love to try to catch anybody up. It's just there's a lot to go through in just 6 seasons, so I'm just going to try to talk about the episode and I'll try to fill people in as much as possible along the way. So, I was very excited that it returned last night. And we are on season 6B now. And what happens is we were left off in this place called the Wish Realm, where Emma and Regina were stuck. And they had a way out, but unfortunately, but at the same time, fortunately, Robin Hood showed up, and we actually thought he was dead. But it seems that he has returned, at least in this realm, and we're not sure why exactly, and he hasn't aged like everybody else. So that was a big question as to how he was there. But there's some theories. I'll get to those in a bit. So what happens is he comes along and he's robbing Emma and Regina right as they're about to escape, and unfortunately the portal closes. So they have to try to figure out another way out. Meanwhile, Regina is still known as the evil queen in that realm, and she was technically defeated at some point. So they see her and they think, oh no, she's back. But she's really not the evil queen anymore. So, like I said, a lot to explain. Anyway, Emma comes up with a plan. She goes to visit August, who is Pinocchio, and she thinks that maybe they still have the wardrobe that they sent her away in, or they can build one, and he actually does have a tool, and he knows where to get the wood for the wardrobe. It's some kind of magical tree. You know, magic. That's how it works. So anyway, right as they're talking and come up with this plan, they turn around and Regina's gone, and she left a note saying that she had to go see if Robin was happy. That's just something that she really felt like she needed to fulfill before she leaves. And as many of us were wondering, how on earth did she write that note in like 5 seconds? But, you know, shows, timing, whatever works. So she goes to visit Robin, and she finds him in the place where she first saw him, like where Tinkerbell took her to meet him, but in that moment she ended up not following through to meet him. So this is kind of like almost like a redo for Regina, which is really nice. She goes into the tavern and everybody runs out because they think she's the evil queen. It's kind of funny, but to the point. She talks to Robin and she thinks that he's happy because he really doesn't know any other way of life, because he's technically a different version of Robin, where he never knew Regina, he never knew Storybrooke, he was always a thief. And we actually learn that this Robin doesn't steal from the rich to give to the poor. So it's a bit of a downer, but things get happy later, and I'll get to that. Anyway, unfortunately, they get captured at that moment by the Sheriff of Nottingham, and Regina thinks that they're saved when Rumple comes along. Unfortunately, the evil queen in that realm had left Belle in the tower to starve to death, and he literally throws a bag of bones on the ground, and I was like, oh, that just got so dark. So technically, Belle is dead in this realm, and that's disturbing. So Regina is taking the... Unfortunately, she's in trouble for that because he still thinks she's the evil queen. And they get thrown into Rumple's prison cell. And what happens is Regina actually tells Robin everything. She tells him about the other Robin and how he was and who he was to her. And he actually, to so many relieved hearts, he actually believes her and he doesn't call her crazy or anything. And it's kind of like, it felt like it's a sign, like maybe there's a chance Robin will come back. Through this Robin, I mean. So what ends up happening is they escape and they find Emma and August. But before I get there, let's rewind a little bit because there's a really funny scene that happens. So before all of that, Emma and August go to the tree and he's about to use a special chisel that his father had. And right as he's about to use it, a familiar, but at the same time not familiar face shows up. And it's actually Hook, and he's like aged not so gracefully. But it was the most hilarious scene. It was mostly just seeing Emma's reaction, and a lot of us are just thinking, oh my goodness, what did they do to Hook? Because he had gray hair and he had like a beard gut of some kind, and just, wow, great job to the makeup team, I have to say. It almost didn't look like him. But it was so funny. And even though it was just like for 5 minutes, it was worth a really good laugh. Unfortunately, he misunderstands that August is there to help Emma, and he tries to fight with him. And in the process, the chisel gets broken. And after Emma knocks out Hook, she sends him back to the ship, and last we see of old Hook. Anyway, so the chisel's broken, and August, he's really upset about it, and he thinks that Emma has wasted time believing in him. So what happens is she manages to find this carved wooden swan in his box of tools, and it brings back a memory which we actually saw at the beginning of the episode. When Emma was young, she was burning pages from a book to keep warm. She was about to burn the pages of The Ugly Duckling, and we actually learn that a boy who comes to stop her is actually August, when he was very young. And he tells her that the story is about changing one's fate if you truly believe that you can. And I really like that message because I actually never took that from that story. And it's also actually how Emma got her last name, Emma Swan, because the Ugly Duckling turns into a swan because its fate changed. And that was a really nice message. I liked that they brought that in. So this helps, in turn, in the future, or rather in the alternate universe, gets August to believe in himself, and he manages to make the wardrobe, and so they have a way to get back now, and Regina and Robin join them. And Regina's not sure if she can take Robin because she's not sure if he's real, and she considers leaving him there, and he gives her the feather that we actually saw earlier in the season, which was actually meant to be a gift for Regina from Robin's son. It was his lucky feather, and it was actually sad because Regina's sister, Selena, had lost it, so she wasn't sure if she'd ever see it again, but this was really nice because it made her believe in hope again, that maybe there's a way that Robin is communicating through this other Robin, and that was a really nice sentiment. And I actually thought they were going to leave it at that, but it turns out they actually attempt to bring Robin back through the portal, through the wardrobe. And I actually thought at this moment, because originally when they did this, what happens was Emma was gonna go through the wardrobe as a baby, but... Oh, sorry, I had to pause. So anyway, in the original plot of the wardrobe, Emma as a baby was supposed to go through it with one of her parents, but it turned out to be August who went through with her. Because only 2 people could go into the wardrobe, but I think they kind of changed the rules in this, so I didn't care. I was like, make it happen. I don't care. Break the rules, make it happen. So they go through the wardrobe. Emma and Regina emerge on the other side, but there's like a really long time where Robin doesn't follow, and they assume that it didn't work. But then, again, to the relief of our hearts, Robin made it through, and it was really nice. So that gives us hope that Robin and Regina have another chance, and it's really beautiful. So that was the nice part of the episode, the revival of Robin. Unfortunately, back in Storybrooke during this whole episode, Gideon, Belle, and Rumple's son has arrived, and the thing is, he's looking for Emma because he wants to kill her to become the savior. He is the hooded figure that she's seen in her visions. And this is not good because it's, well, obviously he wants to kill Emma, but he thinks he's going to become a hero doing this. And that's a disturbing way to think. You become a hero by killing a savior. I don't think it works that way. So anyway, Rumple kind of tries to talk with his son, and at first we're not sure if he's actually trying to talk him out of it or trying to help him do it, because you know how Rumple is. Thankfully, we learn later that he's actually trying to talk him out of it. He doesn't want him to kill Emma. But unfortunately, Gideon's mind cannot be persuaded any other way. And we don't actually know why he wants to become the savior. There's somebody... So he was taken by the Dark Fairy, which is his grandmother technically, and he mentioned that there was somebody that he wants to save. We're not sure who this person is or what happened, but it's been 28 years technically in that realm, so obviously a lot has happened, and we just don't know his past yet, which I'm sure we'll learn in a future episode. But so he manages to find Emma after she returns, and the scene is almost like the vision that Emma has of her death. However, she manages to gain the upper hand, she uses her magic, and she stops him for the time. So that worked out. I'm still wondering if there's going to be another scene closer to the vision, because they were wearing different clothes. Snow was in the vision, she wasn't in this reality. And the others were also seen, like Rumple and Belle, who weren't in the vision, they were there, Regina and Robin. So I don't know if it's actually a matter of the fate was changed, or this was just to throw us off. I don't know. We'll find out, and I think it's going to be a very exciting season. We'll learn more about Gideon and why he wants to kill Emma, why he wants to become the savior. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get back to Aladdin and Jasmine. And I really want to see what happens with Regina and Robin. There's a theory that Robin was brought back because David had wished that the evil queen gets what she deserves. So the evil half of Regina got turned into a snake, but regular Regina, maybe it's meant to be a happier she gets what she deserves, if you know what I'm saying. So I'm hoping that's the case. That would kind of be the simplest explanation, I think. But yeah, I'm happy he's back, and I'm curious to see Zelina's reaction to that, because she had a baby with him, and she's kind of the reason why he got killed in the last season. So yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes. The next episode, they seem to be focused on bringing back Snow because she's under the sleep curse, and only she or David can be awake. It can't be the both of them because that was the evil queen's curse on them. And so we're going to see if they can actually break that curse so that both of them can be awake at the same time. So yeah, I have a lot to fill in here, but it's going to take forever to explain because there's so many twists and turns on the show. So if you guys find websites or anything to catch you up, I'm sure there's plenty out there. But what I can say is that it's a great show. It's on its 6th season, and it's definitely one of the best out there right now, and it's a really cool take on how they twist the fairy tales, how they bring them together, and it also has a lot of messages, which is very nice, and it's very good for people these days because it's good to have hope and strength and love. And I just really love that the show keeps those points relevant. So, yeah, and it's very exciting right now, and we're going to see what happens. And I hope you guys enjoyed this recap and review, and I will see you soon. Bye!